Hello and welcome back to Crusader Kings III. We are continuing on the legacy of Godzilla, Kaiju Godzilla particularly, or Godzilla of the Kaiju clan, as Japanese names are flippy inversed. We've recently just become a Torio, the upgraded version of a Soryo, which is basically a samurai house. We have managed to, with the Emperor's blessing, be allowed to become an independent warlord in Japan, where then every time somebody else became an independent warlord criminally, we swooped in and conquered their territory. We also managed to make a couple of claims on nearby territory so that we could get the entire duchy of, well, what's known now as the Duchy of Kaiju. I think it was Tokaido. And we are steadily expanding. We've managed to just kind of like lock in our territory right now. We are a little over our domain limit, but we have also recently just started our first block, our Confederation block, the Kaiju block. So we've picked up a couple other little Soryos around the island and are kind of saying like, okay, if you want to rise up against the government, my dudes, I am your dudes to do this with. That's a big Soryo. Who's Ohara? Are these guys on a block? They're not, but they're Soryo governments. Who will accept my invite to the block? That is going to make us more powerful. Substantially. Kaiju block. So, we continue to grow. We got a Ritsoryo here and a Ritsoryo here. The goals right now are basically to start expanding out and getting more of these duchies. And then eventually today, I want to formalize the Kaiju shogunate. We need to become the ruling regent of Japan. So that's like the immediate goal. Our legitimacy level needs one more level. We're very close to that. Not far off. We need to become an independent ruler, which I think as the ruling regent we count as? Yes, as the ruling regent, we become basically the head of the imperial family. So we would count as an independent faction then. And then we need to pass the powerful ministries law, which we can do once we become the ruling regent. So basically everything right now is become the ruling regent and then become the shogun, which shouldn't be too hard because we are by far the most military powerful. We fought the emperor a few times already, so. Should get a samurai cat emoji? Ooh, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Old World Blues emote would be cool with Big Sister. See, there's so many good emoji options right now. I think I just need to get as many emojis as possible. A couple of festivals starting. Do we want to go to any of these? We could. We're in need of a lot of prestige as well. You know what? It doesn't really hurt. We can pass through these copper pits, which just got built. Excuse me. Why don't we do that? Go on a little adventure. We've recently moved our home from the shadow of Mount Fuji all the way over here to ANO, which I thought was very appropriately named. Visiting those copper pits and passing through the Sentinel Hills. We are men from Shino Masaru's garrison. For a small fee, we can protect you on your journey. I don't think I really need that. Oh, I'm paranoid. Is this guy good? Ooh. This guy is super strong. I get a loyalty hook on him. Hillfort Garrison Guards, which doesn't really matter. 20 bucks for an extremely good knight, though, is a hell of a deal. And I get prestige out of that. And if he's extra loyal to me, all the better. Hey, House Nita is leaving the Kaiju block. I am wondering about things like whether or not we might want a personal champion or a bodyguard at this point as well. These guys are paid. This Kohira guy, yeah, he would make a good bodyguard. Hell, you know what? I like the idea of that. People might try to assassinate me. I just spent a bunch of money on that dude. Why not add him in? Encourage cohesion within my block. Coax to my block. Ooh. Could I convince Yamato right here to join my block? That would be an extremely powerful play. I don't really want any other territory than what we have right now. Frankly, we can't afford to take any more territory than what we have right now. I suppose we should grab another wife. This is one thing that wouldn't be a bad idea. Even if she's not going to make any babies. You are stuttering, but you're also an Amazon. You're also quite young. Could maybe marry you to a grandchild. You're just a beautiful wife. Why don't I just take you on? Get rid of this notification. Agent's allergic to Mona? No, I don't think that's the case. My mercenary contract is running out in 6 months. That's okay. We had hired a big group of mercenaries. We could hire them pretty easily again. We have cheap prices for mercs, so. Are any of these upgradable anymore? The small armory, the barracks is upgradable to level 2. It'll give us an extra knight, so we might as well just do that. A ripple of mirth draws me to a small crowd gathering around 2 of our peers. Regale us with a poem, they say. Voice dripping with mockery. Surely you can manage at least one. Well, that's never gonna work. Goju. Sanuka. Dazzle us with your wit. I feel like that could. Every member of the Kaiju block gets attendance and cohesion. Are we truly artists? I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I'm gonna say dazzle us with your wit. Try to make that guy, because I wouldn't mind him joining us. Before this guy appears, we can certainly smell him. Yo. We're gonna keep trying to make him friendly. We send him a discreet note to tell him, you stink! You're wearing too much cologne. Torio Godzilla, this guy says, passing me by. Have you heard of what transpired between this person and his sister? Ooh, scandalous. If you admire amorous feats, my companions have more to offer. Let's do that. We might not be poets, but we do know how to bang. We are drinking and drinking and drinking. Every temperate and shy attendee says, ooh, you drank in moderation. Diplomacy and learning challenge. To sing a song? Yes, let's do that. Your poem was greeted with silence. Godzilla the poet. I'm not a good poet. The Nanbu family. So this is the guy who is hosting? Not even. This is just like some baron up there. Man, I'll make friends. Why not? We might as well bond. House Kasuga joins the Kaiju block. Oh, it worked! Dude, oh, festivals are powerful. We just knocked a huge dude out of that block. Would you like to hear some songs about the current ruling regent? I would. This guy's a court jester, an excellent court jester. Hell yeah, let's hire him. So where are we doing here? 8th place. We are so close to becoming a powerful family. House Saga currently owns 7.6% of the countries. This guy. Interesting. Curious. We can petition the Tenyo for more prestige. This is basically always a good idea for us to do. Immediately get home and we're on the road again. It never ends, right? Never ends. Perion, good morning. Welcome. I've been playing TK3 a lot, but all the expansions are expensive. I'm trying to behave and wait for a sale, and this one drops, and it looks so fun. This is a big expansion. Honestly, I think the Traveler expansion is like the best one right now, because the ability to do all the travel and experience all the events just opens up an entire secondary gameplay loop. And this one even so much seems to rely on it. So, Christy, welcome. So you got back while you were on your grand European adventure. Ooh, that sounds fun. I am in the Atlantic time zone now. Yes. Yep. And we're on a weird daylight savings this week as well. So we are far out east. I hope your trip was well. On vacation, then got sick and you haven't feel like watching a screen. That'll happen. I do hope you're doing better here now. And that the sickness didn't put too much of a damper on it. This guy's like, look at this chubby little emperor. House Kaiju will join the Nimyo bloc. Absolutely not. I'm going to have to spend 75 prestige to do a challenge. 42%. Nice. All right, well. We spent like 150, but we got like 200 back after. We could pick up strategist. Huge. And then honestly, we could probably change our lifestyle trait at this point. I don't know that we need to become gallant. What are our stats like? We're okay at learning. Learning is always nice because you can pick up whole of body, and when you're this old, focusing on medicine can really make a difference. Godzilla will live forever. I mean, we're like 60 years old, so probably not, but... Now, the other thing we can do with our armies is we can force people into our blocks. I could also increase this squire quarters. I'm going to do that. Where are all of our armies currently? You're stationed in Abe, in Anno, and in Iga. Trophy Halls, Wooden Barracks, Small Hill Fort. You might get better switching at this point. Once that upgrade happens. Well, that was like all of our money. That was maybe not the smartest thing we could have done. If a war breaks out now, we could be in some trouble. So this guy left our block? Different government. No, you're a Sorio. Huh. He's in a block, though. He joined the Namba block. You know what? I'm not going to panic about it too much. Sword and Rodin has uncovered a secret held by My fellow vassal. These guys were secret lovers? That doesn't help me. I'm trying to learn secrets about the Emperor so I cannot be a criminal anymore. Translation of Hippocrates is atrocious, she says. If I was to follow these instructions, I'm likely to cure my patient as I am to kill them outright, says my doctor. A learning challenge. Experience in the physician trait. Or look to the Kiki for guidance. I don't really have the money to give you that right now. I make a fool of myself. I tried to help her. It didn't really work. She is, she's a terrible physician. Why is she so terrible? Because she's infirm. Good grief. I can't find a good doctor anywhere. This will cost me 200 prestige. All right, look, she's obviously going to die any minute, so as long as I don't get sick, maybe I'll be okay. Feel like I'm about to be poorer. I made it through the cruise, caught something in the UK. It wasn't bad until the last day in your travel day. Took 2 days off work sick. Took 19 days off and 2 sick days, but you're making an effort. I mean, it's always kind of nice when you come back from work and you're also like, I need a few days to readjust. You know, sick is sick, so at least it was at the end of it, so. Pronounces Abe as honest Abe and not Abe. You know, I don't see any funny accents on that, so I'm going to keep pronouncing it as Abe. Though I guess I do know sort of the way the Japanese pronunciation is always in these like 2 parts. Contemplating spending the money as well. All DLC except Chapter 4 currently on sale until the 7th of November. Join us. Join us in China. And subsequently Japan also. Any of you guys have money? Money for ransoms? Money for ransoms? Are any of you decent warriors? You're a pretty good warrior. I don't care what you practice, but I will recruit you. You're also a good warrior, but you're a young lady. You're also a good warrior. This is one thing we can do, is we can bolster our ranks. Our missing Bushi. By just grabbing people. Grabbing people off the streets. Ah, we also have room for another men-at-arms here. Because we're a Torio, we get one. Because I'm Yamamoto, I get one. And because we have a barracks, we get one. Oh! Fascinating. When do I get samurai? Is it once I become the shogun? Fragile Peace can recruit mounted samurai. Martial education traits also grant prowess. Non-martial gendered unmarried close family of spouses may serve as bushi in defensive wars. Stalwart leader, single combat available against non-administrative characters. Okay. Yeah, so that gets replaced with Bushido, where we can get samurai, who counts as heavy infantry. Counter spearmen, peasant militia, and heavy cavalry. That's a new type. That's a brand new type. Must pledge loyalty promptly once the decision is available. Diligent, humble, and brave, and just personality traits are better. Martial traits grant prowess. High prowess gives you better opinion. All right, we gotta work on this. Cheaper physicals. Cheaper physicians. So we have... We want to be installed as the ruling regent. But we are too weak to send an ultimatum. By quite a bit. So we need to keep consolidating our power block and also just like growing our armies, really. At least we're making good money, so. Oathsworn Vampire Lord and Age of Wonders. Godzilla will live forever. Mango, hello, good morning. Oh. Guess I'm no longer swaying this guy. Oh, should I eat my cheese? Should I invite claimants to my house? That's how we put our son-in-law on the throne. Though he's a coward and he decided to stay Ritsurio, so unfortunately he has all these children that aren't going to necessarily get land. We need to find a way to expand and grow our strength. Who are these guys down here? You're in my block. You're at war. You're a Ritsurio. No easy answers. Never an easy answer. Is this a new update? It is. We are Japan. We are Japan. Nice. We're only one behind development of the capital. I mean, we could just go to this festival and... Heck, why not? We might be able to get someone from it. Grab some extra prestige there. We've almost got our last province converted. So Shintoism will reign supreme in our territory. Even if the emperor is a coward and doesn't believe in it. We're going to duel that guy, get a bunch of money and a bunch of prestige. And then here, we're going to say coax to block. This guy is my friend of Nanbu. I still don't really understand where he lives. Oh, he doesn't live anywhere is the answer. All right, so there's the neighboring fellow of Kai. This guy we could coax to the block. That would be pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. And our conversion is complete. So, I mean, we could start going for other lands. Like up here. Kasuga has left the block. Of Yamato. Oh, you coward. Did you get poached by somebody else? This house has left or been removed from the block within the last 5 years. I bet you somebody at this festival was like, you should leave that block. It's kind of like you have to go to festivals because otherwise your block is constantly being sapped. It is very funny how much like administrative work you need to do. I mean, if this is the case, we could just be like, I'm going to go to war with you. I'll teach you through violence to join our bloc. You're now poor, but have many more expansions, so worth it. I mean, the more expansions, the merrier. Join us. Join us. How is our block, by the way? We are pretty good here. These guys are ceremonial. Can I ask this homie to change his aspiration? Because then we'd all get along. Same with that. Nice. Because if we're currently cooperative, but if we can become concerted, we get more men-at-arms regiments, faster sieges, advantage when leading our armies, bigger levies. Honestly, that's incredible. That I'm going to fail at. Let's just increase cohesion. There's so many little mini events here. A note inscribed in elegant hand dangles delicately from a branch. Kokushi has presented us with a riddle, a challenge. He thinks himself the cleverest among us. He's offered the first to solve it any boon they may desire of him. Clearly, he does not expect any of us to prevail. There's a chance that we could figure it out. Competition of wits. Let's unravel this riddle. Nope. Everybody who was smarter than us thinks we're dum-dums. We'll become friends with this dude, and he joins the Kaiju block. Dope. So, you know what? We lost Yamato, but we strengthened our block up this way. We're a mean big block right now. Lovers. Lady Shiguku. Valuable pieces of blackmail. A new ruling regent. We have arrived here. So this squire building is increased. We could also increase the hill fort. Nothing to increase there. Heavy infantry spearmen and skirmishers. Heavy infantry spearmen, skirmishers. I guess I could get... we could get a regiment of light footmen. I guess I just like don't see what value they have when we have mounted samurai. Jungle, taiga, and forest. It's so rare that we even fight in those locations. They'd be a cheap set of men-at-arms, and there is value in that. But I mean, if the alternative is I could just have more mounted samurai. Drylands, plains, steppes. They're bad in the winter. Damn, dude, I just really want... Yeah, these guys also counter skirmishers. Honestly, I'd just be better off making more mounted samurai. Why don't we get the fields upgraded here? Which also reminds me, simple terrain. Yeah, this is farmland. Cattle pastures, regimental grounds. Stables blacksmith trade port. The crop fields in this place are also really, really good. The manor houses is like a special building here that gets us crazy cash money if we upgrade that in Nakashima. Hunter's Lodge and a chapel as well here. But I guess, I mean, this is my capital, so that's 0.3. The trade port is also not a bad idea for the capital. That's 0.45 increase. You're easily the best choice. Rodan can no longer continue finding secrets. What do we run out of secrets? Come on, there's always more secrets to be had. I know that. There's another feast going on. This one's also not far. We might as well go to it. My wife and my personal physician. I'm obviously going to agree with my wife here. Risky strategy gets us a bunch of prestige. We'll take a little rest. We are at war. Japanese enforced administrative integration of Tango. Oh, damn, dude. I didn't realize you were getting your butt kicked up here. Here, let me come in and do battle with this, like, subpar commander. I would much rather be fighting this war right now. Oops. Oh, this isn't a festival. This is a feast. God dang it. Cause mayhem? Should we cause mayhem? Let's do that. We're gonna get up to mischief at this feast. So, Mac, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Always money in the banana stand, right? Trapped myself by commenting about vampires, and now I look at CK3 vampire mods. They're very good vampire mods. It is known. You will probably win. I mean, we got a good defense there. I hate that this guy is leading my army instead of me. Because if it was me leading the army, I would definitely win this fight. But it looks like we're winning this right now anyway. We might run out of troops. No? Yes! Suck it, Emperor! You're a dweeb! Now, to go to your capital and siege it and see if I can't capture the Emperor. That's the real test. Murder secrets, okay. A bunch of people have been fighting and brawling with each other, but we've been making friendships with some random guy. The kitchen is, I think, the best place to make a little mischief, as least provided the staff don't catch you. So many potential targets in so little time. Do I interfere with the tray of Hanukkah herbal elixir, or elaborate central entree, or a small table of little dishes for the course in between? Whatever I choose, I have to prepare the item to ruin someone's night. A small clump of hair from one of the courtyard's animals. It's not head hair. Foil a side dish. You gain a mischievous smile. Child's opinion +5, but general opinion -1. I love that. Mischief maker. Or soil the drinks. I'm going to foil a side dish because it looks like I'm going to fail every single other one of these. You're in and out like a demon's whisper. Classic Godzilla. Always up to pranks at the big feasts. Definitely recommend the Prince of Darkness mod if you haven't tried it. Yeah. The Vampire the Masquerade one, yes. I actually haven't tried it. I really want to. In a hushed voice, my fellow vassal reveals a secret that's been burdening him. Who knows what wickedness he hopes to achieve? He must not learn that they have intimate relations with each other. I could pay money and get things. My dreadful display terrifies them. Yeah, let's do that. Anything to get some extra dread as well. We haven't been very dreadful lately. This guy's like, you're awesome. You know all sorts of things. In a drunken stumble, this guy unlatches an enormous cauldron hanging over the fireplace in the middle of the hall. Savory broth welled forth to cover the floor in a sea of stew. The proud Toshu was caught in the rushing wave and loudly cursed his ruined appearance as grease ran down his face. Guests rushed to the side of the hall as the thick mess spread greasy tendrils among slipping feet. Giving in to the insatiable hunger, Toshu Arishoya collapsed to the floor, swallowing as much as he could of the meaty mess. Wow, that's a lot of stew. Oh, these guys are fighting in my territory. Perhaps I should fight them there instead. As the feast winds its inevitable conclusion, there's one event remaining. A toast to the guest of honor. When Lamoto turns to the guest, instead of praising him, he immediately launches into a vociferous and frankly rather inspired spiel, questioning his intelligence, moral character, and general smell. Of the ruling regent? Oh, man. That was unseemly, or here. Let's say here. I don't particularly like the ruling regent either, so. Our host has reason to be proud. What a good feast. It's time to go home. Oh, I gained legitimacy from that. Do we want eager rever? I don't think I do. I don't really think that's Godzilla's thing. We failed to create mischief somehow, but I'm still pleased with the outcome of this battle, of this war, of this feast. A feast of food, I suppose. Yeah, we need to get up here and help our homies out big time fast. I also want to take control of my own army. Unfortunately, it does seem like these guys are not going to win this fight, but we might be able to arrive in time to fight them in Abe. Oh, we just picked up such a good roll here. Plus 37. We're defending a river crossing. In our own territory. Absolutely spanked. Still can't figure out anything about the Emperor. There we go. We're back. -3 plus 47. -3 plus 47. We just killed the Emperor's entire army. Good job, everybody. Now we can siege their capital down. That's a big success. It's quite the insult, right? Going after the ruling regent also is like a pretty ballsy play. You gotta respect it. Takes guts. The lords. Oh, he also has no army. So suddenly I can say I want to be the ruling regent and I am sieging his capital. Yes! Wait, that's not me. Why am I not the ruling regent? Bloc must have 75 cohesion. What in tarnations? Imperial policy, adopting a new imperial policy for the realm. I mean, I do want to do that. I do need to do that because we need to have the powerful ministries law. I don't know if that's what I'm looking for right now, though. We won the war. As this guy is not the Daija, and Sorian will remain a Soryo vassal. We gain 100% war score contribution. There's... I don't know what this war is. Japan is attacking... Oh, this guy. This guy's also a Soryo. I don't know what we're dragged into there. They pulled the rug out from under me. Yeah, I'm really quite a bit confused on how we lost that, but c'est la vie. There is another feast here. I'm actually going to go to this because it's right next to me, for one, and B, I get legitimacy from feasts, which I didn't know. So we kind of might as well. We'll make friends with my son. This guy's not very good at his job, but nobody is much better at him. Wow, my court jester is extremely good at diplomacy. We'll put him there and he can go farm me prestige. All right, we're sitting on some good money right now. We wanted to upgrade these crop fields. Get that extra 1% holding taxes. Taisho of Japan. What is the Taisho of Japan? Oh, it's a council spot. Oh, he wants to make me the marshal. Hell yeah, dudes. Obviously, I'm going to take that job. Of course, we're the greatest marshal in this realm. And we'll hang out at this feast in the meantime. So how's our power block doing here? Pretty good. I would say pretty good. We still can't seem to get up in a ceremonial house. House Yamamoto. Size of lead block 190. Size of lead block 60. A pleading gaze I received from a caravan leader is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner. She was hid all evening and the walls are hindering her escape. She's never been good with people. Tell us a story, Miko. I don't have a caravan leader. That's like a random person, so not really too worried about it. I'm trying to make friends with my son. I'll praise the meal and suck up to the Lord instead, mostly so I can confirm prestige. Secret exposed. My caravan leader and my fellow vassals spill out on the floor in front of everybody in a clothed tumble. What a secret. That must have just happened at the feast. Went off just banging in a closet, right? You could tell that Gedera had too much to drink, my son. even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Rising from his seat proved too much from him, and now I am covered in my son's vomit. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I mean, that is pretty disgraceful for the son of a warlord to be doing. Finish the feast. Oh, I didn't get any legitimacy from that one. So I guess not everything gives it to us. These guys are not doing the right aspiration. And I would like our cohesion to be better. We need like 80% cohesion. Which feels like an insane amount, but... Expecting the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He's losing too much blood. Where is the physician? Our old, infirm, depressed, melancholic, useless physician is nowhere to be found. We could save this guy's life. This hunchback. This is my patient. You got a good hook on him. We could get a nice hunchback here. Either I could get him to join and get 50 XP, or 70% he joins. Let's do that one. Step back. This is my patient. Learning challenge. Yes. My patient screams and thrashes even though 3 grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle, but my knowledge does not fail me and my hand remains steady. I'm not sure how I managed it, but in the end it seems like the soldier will live. I saved a life today. That's pretty good for Godzilla. And now look at this. We got this funny little, like, wounded hunchback warrior. Is there a good court position for him? He actually makes a very good caravan master. Wet nurse, master the horse. What does this do? Travel speed, number of knights increases. Knight effectiveness also increases. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's true. It does increase. My Taisho vassal, my bodyguard, my Bushi. There's a couple people we could put in here for something like Master of the Horse. Ooh, the court gardener gives us development, but everyone's really bad at it. The chronicler gives us renown and legitimacy loss. The champion gives us prestige. Court brewmaster gives us feasts. The jester just gives us stress gain. I kind of like the idea of filling out some of these roles. At least if we have, like, good people to do it. Wish we had a good court gardener. Legitimacy per month, a seneschal. Yeah, like, that's very valuable. That's one of the things I'm trying to farm up right now, so. We get a new perk. Let's start washing our hands as an old man. Because why not? Brewmaster, key position. Yeah, so Brewmaster is a special position because of our culture. Culture? No, our religion? Yes. Ritual celebrations, I think. Gives us breweries for temples. The O'Hara have left the block. My block keeps being weakened. And I don't appreciate that. Merocratic. How is that? How did you even manage that? That's like the Chinese government. Ooh, look at this. There's all these new Sorios down here. You're in my block. You are the Regent of Japan. You are also the Regent of Japan. I don't love this. You are not. You would join the Kaiju block for 50 bucks. I'm going to do that. Again, I'm basically just trying to keep all of these guys together. Dude, okay, currently the ruling regent owns quite a lot of land. Oh, and he's a Sorio, that's why. The ruling regent is not in a block, and he will join our block. I'm very confused about how this happened. So we did install a regent, but it's like the guy that they decided to install was actually not in our block. So we're going to start swaying him. We can impress him with prestige, and if we get a little bit of gold... I don't want to offer him a hook because he'll use it to change my vassal contract. Do like super high taxes or something. Or probably super high levies, which would be even worse. Because I need all these soldiers. Hello, Emperor. Yes, Regent. Country broke. Understandable. Have a nice day. Is country broke? Country is not broke. Country is very rich right now. Holy smoking backsides. Ooh. I'm going to ask him to build a city in my territory. And then we're going to kill a bunch of bandits. You speak well. If I am to agree to your request, I need something in return. He wants a weak hook. Kasugai. I don't know where that is. That's a bit of a problem, but perhaps I explained it poorly. Go with a stewardship challenge. I am going for a city. Yes. Yes. Chance of becoming reckless if I do this. Experimental commander. Oh, that's kind of fun. 80% chance of becoming reckless. Right now I have rough terrain. I have versatile commander, and I'm actually about to max this one out. Oh, I pretty much have to do this or I get a crazy stress break. So now I am also reckless. And that city is being built up here in Nakashima. Oh, that's really good because this is like my my money city. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about replacing these walls and towers with a trade port. And just making this like a pure cash. Mansions, crop field, and a trade port. It would make so much money there. Plus we got a temple, plus a city. Another house has left. The Misho Ryu. Oh, you have Kai? Okay. Dude, I cannot keep this block together. That's huge, though. We just got a city for free. Plenary assemblies innovation in our culture has been unlocked. Can build fortified tribal hold, limited crown authority. This is useless. It's the most useless thing ever. Somehow this has gotten worse. Different house aspirations. Distant manor minus 20. Do you want a game of Go? Okay. We'll do a martial challenge. And then 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 we'll win the game. Sudden death. Oh, my son throws me the middle finger, flips the table, and leaves. This guy's infirm. This is the problem, is like this guy is also going to be not the ruling regent for long. And I don't know who becomes the ruling regent after him. Oh, okay. So in replacing the ruling regent, we created a Sorio regent. It's pretty much all that happened here. Again, I don't know why he's not in our block, but... Oh, incredible. We can exercise together with mind and body and become athletic. That gives us a really good health boost. Distant manor minus 20. Okay, so here's the other thing. I could just move my manor into the capital. For 40 bucks, and he'd accept, which is way cheaper than 170 bucks. Maybe this needs a moment to update. Because I'm not distant from you. Unless you're ruling from all the way down there, which you really shouldn't be. But he totally is. God damn. Useless. BD Mullen, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Come on in. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. So I guess his manor is all the way down there, which is why he's so far away. Located in Daifaizu. Yep, it exactly is. Declare me regent. Well, he won't do that. There's another faction trying to install this guy as a ruling regent. I need to be the ruling regent is the problem. Takato has been devastated ever since her husband died. She comes to visit me one evening and says, "Oh, I'm so lonely. You've been so comforting." Pull yourself together, lady. Let's be entertained by the court jester. He has stolen some clothing of my bodyguard. Perfect. That's what I need to see. And we can also just like go for a run. Stress coping, heavier is more. As I put down my trading sword, I think this is not enough. I've been practicing nonstop, but I'm not getting tired. I need something bigger or heavier. Go to exercise for 1 year. Yeah, all right. An extra hefty training sword. We could drink some tea. But I don't know that we need to. Quite yet. There's a festival. And we're finally done increasing control. So we have everything under control right now. We can go back to training our counselors. Really don't seem to be able to find any secrets. Just like, okay. Could be better, could be worse. None of you are worth a hook. Genius, hello. Anybody did some China runs? I'm very confused about what I did wrong. I did 2 runs. China divided after 30 years or even less on the second run and everything split. End up with almost no land and can't do anything against AI with allies and mercs attacking me. And then you lose all your lands. I mean, I've only been doing Japan right now. Though China splitting does seem to be not the most uncommon thing. I think the big thing with China is you really need to focus on like your manner more than anything else. It depends on the style that you're playing though. But generally when you're doing like an administrative run, you really want to focus on the manner as much as possible. Thank God my physician is finally dead. I feel like we've been waiting forever for that to happen. Gonna start looking for a new one. Country divided, united, must divide. Country long divided, must unite. Tried the meritocracy away. It seems to be not good. Climbed the ranks and all in the end, it doesn't matter if it splits. It's like you did it all for nothing. Well, I mean, in theory, all the stuff that you have there will still be there. And I don't know. I mean, in Crusader Kings, typically kingdoms split and then they reform and then they split and then they reform. It doesn't matter whether you're playing as like the Kingdom of Francia, the Holy Roman Empire. The Byzantines are really the only one who typically don't split that I can think of. This is quite a good physician. Especially for 35 bucks. I think I'm going to have them advancing my research as well so that my learning will go better. You keep finding secrets, though they're not very useful for me. You know, I just have had one more thought. Well, I can invite these guys back into my block. But it's occurred to me maybe that I could just go to war. I could go to war to set my son-in-law to conquer this territory. I have to go to war against the Emperor himself, though, which maybe I want to hold off on just for a moment. I think I want to pay for him to join my block because that will improve a lot. We'll get him to change aspirations. We're very close. very, very close to getting these guys to come along. I'm complaining about stuff and my wife is like, I could probably fix this problem for you. Improve my stewardship. My court jester. My bugyo. My court priest. Or I could bang. I don't think I really need to bang. We're very old. Though I am starting to wonder, manage domain, will that be enough? It would not be, no. We'll just keep you on assist ruler. Curry more prestige. Again, trying to get this number up to 5,000. Usually I have no trouble at all in normal runs. That's why you're confused with China. I mean, I think everything is a lot different in Asia because it's all meant to be administrative, right? So I think, again, it sort of like depends on how you choose to play it. Like if you want to be martial, then like when everything splits, that's probably good for you because then you can start pressing all your claims. Work your way through and just grab whatever you can. Ah, this guy wants 70 bucks. I'm going to spend prestige. No, he's unconvinced. I will. I ain't getting much easy answers in here. Strong hook. Oh. Let's blackmail you. This guy's not bad. I could force him to join my block. I could also arrange a marriage, but that's not very useful to me. Now, obviously, his cohesion is going to be bad for us. So I'm also then going to demand an aspiration change. Good, good, good. Government difference from leading house -1. Ugh. That's really screwing our cohesion. I didn't realize it would do that. Oh, well. Keep learning. We'll grab some disease resistance. In the meantime, there is a feast. No, it's like way on the other side of the country. I'm not going to go to that. Oh, this guy has changed way big. Block size, -125. Okay, never mind. I want that guy kicked out. What a waste. I just burned so much prestige doing that and a really good hook. This better add whatever I need to make this happen. I really just want to say, like, make me the regent. What is the recommendation it says for this? You have to become ruling regent. Kampaku or shogun? I need to have the 75 cohesion to do that, though. So tricky. Confucian education playthrough is fun, but I haven't seen much on how to stop wars and the like. Yeah. What you tried to do, your China splits so fast, you have no choice to become the actual emperor, and then you have to war to unify it, but if you focused on merit, you aren't prepared for it. And then you're back adventurer. If you lose the land, it seems not fun to you having to wait for China to unify to potentially be employed as a noble again and again. I mean, can you, like, try to in theory, like if you are very strong and you are backing an emperor, you should be able to keep them together somehow. Whether that means you're like helping fight their wars via mercenaries that you've hired or whatnot. I guess the option is like when a civil war starts, you might have to sign up and put a bunch of your power into it in order to have something actually happen. Blackmail you. I'm gonna blackmail you as well. Now, what I'm gonna do with these blackmails, I have not decided. Ceremonial claimant. Right. So I could try to make someone the emperor. Oh, that's why Yamato, they're the ceremonial house, so they get plus 100. So if I became the ceremonial house, I would get plus 100. Do I want to give him a hook on me? I feel like I really don't want to do that. Let's wait for like one more sway cycle. And see what happens. We've just increased our farming here into hamlets. This sway cycle is like not the longest. This guy wants more time to figure out secrets in the Imperial Palace. Your culture has entered the early medieval era. New innovations are finally possible. Oh my god. This means we can finally start working on things like manneralism. Gavel kind of hand culture. We're working on banners, which give us better accolades and levy reinforcements. All right, well. Fascination and progress chance spread. Oh, actually, we're working on quilted armor, which give us armored footmen. It's not bad. China-Japan gameplay also revolves around a lot of family strength. Yeah. Absolutely they do. Can't really help them. You have barely any soldiers, and as an admin, especially civilian, you can't get that much men-at-arms. You get like 2 regiments as a kingdom, and if you become minister, you have no land and no men-at-arms. Yeah, but you have access to a lot of money, which means a lot of mercenaries, which is like a big part of the key, right? Down with the emperor, let the shogunate rise. Your emperor was in a debt of like 20k after every run. Okay, that's a lot, yeah. They're trying to make it realistic, but the only fix I see is that people told me is to make the AI on hard so they don't struggle as much. On default, it's a mess. Yeah, I mean, it could always be hotfixed. I know not everybody has had that problem with China, because I've seen like a couple other playthroughs that seem to be China sticks together. Even here, it's like they split between Jin Yang and the Jin Yang throne. So it's split, but I wouldn't say this is like completely fractured. It's still workable. I only have 26% chance on this sway event. I just became the cultural head of Yamamoto culture. The liege has entered an entrenched regency. God damn it. Why did you just have to die? There is a new ruling regent. They are a 4-year-old child. Where is that option to demand you make me the regent? If you control a percentage of countries that are de jure, you can spend prestige to get an unpressed claim on it. House Kibatake. Oh, so House Yamato is... Oh, they're the ceremonial house still. Okay. Prosperity. Get an unpressed claim on the administration of Japan. Can I do that? I need to control at least 31% of the countries that make up de jure of this title. Which I guess I do not currently. I could still get them to join the bloc, though, because they still do own, like, quite a few Bushidans. I declare Cuckoo Gaga! Create acclaimed faction. Can't be me, can it? Faction leader replaces the current ruling region and takes all of their landed title. Yeah, so, like, I don't understand why this didn't happen. Like, did somebody else become the faction leader when I created this? Takes all of their landed titles. Is the administration of Japan not a landed title? Don't have fun with it unless people have tips on how to survive, then maybe I can give it another shot. Best I can say would be not play as the emperor himself and find a commandery you like. Yeah, made a new noble and climb the ranks. I mean, you could always, instead of focusing on the emperor, you could try to focus on, like, who you think is going to overthrow the emperor in China. Because if you think that China is going to fracture, then what you could do is try to make friends with someone who you think is going to become, like, the dominant warlord. So I am going to try this again. I am going to press demands on this 4-year-old baby and say, I am the ruling regent. I want to be installed as the ruling regent. Install Torio Godzilla as ruling regent. Will send an ultimatum. If she accepts, all faction demands will be fulfilled. If she does not, we will start a civil war. We have 352% of her power. Manor reform was replaced by disarmament. Autonomous governors was replaced by limited oversight. Okay, there seems to be some back and forth there. Yes! We are now the Daijo Daijin. We have new duties and responsibilities and will be expected to regularly hold court, solving the disputes of the realm, taking the advice of the Tenyo's other courtiers in the daily routines of the court. Kismo represents a new banner of your dynasty's emblem. You increase your legitimacy level to rightful. We're definitely already at rightful. Wow, we took a big dump here. I don't know where we lost all this legitimacy to. Let us tour the palace. Your brazen and shameless attempts at a power grab will only weaken our family. However, to avoid needless bloodshed, I will accept your demands. You adopted primogenitor. This is me! These are all my other people. Port artifacts. I have the fame now zany shield, which was inherited. Oh man, I wish we had all those deer hides we had. Our court grandeur is not very good. Let's at least have decent fashion. Some modest food. A few servants. And decent lodgings. We're gonna have to, right? Oh, that's really not that expensive either. Stress loss. Schemes. You know what? We can go cheap for right now. We're locked in for 12 months. Scholarly court? No. Diplomatic court? Oh, no. Also no. Ceremonious ethos. How do we change our ethos? There's much we need to do right now. We need to have powerful ministers, so we need to at least move up to limited oversight. Oh, no. Okay, to pass powerful ministers, we need to have the royal prerogative innovation. Right? This is required for the shogunate? Powerful minister. Royal prerogative innovation. Well, thankfully, we're in charge of the culture right now. So if we go look for royal prerogative, we can do a fascination 48 years. I don't think that we are going to live that long, but it does mean that Roden might become the shogun. You are the ruling regent of Japan and also its de facto ruler. However, as shogun, you would have even greater power and control. To become shogun, there are some requirements. Formalize the Kaiju shogunate is the decision in order to become shogun. To do so, there are two major obstacles. Enact powerful ministers and evict any Ritsorio rulers in Japan. What? Open our laws. You can gradually enact more restrictive administrations. To become shogun, you need at least powerful ministers. We need to have a look at your vassals. Sorry, what did that say? Okay. You cannot become shogun without removing any antiquated remnants of the Ritsorio government. If any of your vassals are Ritsorio, you can find them here. Take their titles using the revoke character interaction. The reins of power are already resting in your hands. You only need to grasp them to become shogun. Evict the weak rulers and enact powerful ministers, and the country is yours. Okay, my next question is actually like... Did I steal all of her territory as well? As Japan? Oh, sick! I did! I also took all of her landed titles. Oh my god, and got the Imperial Palace. Whoo-wee! That's gonna be a lot of money when we get that online. China's kind of a gong show during that period, yeah. Just focus on survival and backing anyone bigger than you. Conquest tends to fail during most of that time period. Godzilla becomes regent, dies of old age right after. Basically what's gonna happen, yeah. We made good time. Honestly, becoming the ruling regent and Osorio is pretty dang good. I bet you we're powerful now, too. So we have a lot of Ritsorios to get rid of, but, you know, baby steps. Now we have to start saying, like, who are the powerful families? Oh, we're not even included in here anymore. Interesting. Preferred by glory hounds and belligerents. This son is preferred by courtly, parochial zealots, minority, and minor landholders. Ooh-wee. Well, we're primo, so... Partition? No, definitely not. Guaranteed protection, I'm fine with. Disarmament, I feel like I don't want. Enforced isolation. Plagues are less likely to enter, but development growth is bad. Imperial pacification makes the Resorios hate me. Danger goes really high, but mercenaries and men-at-arms are cheap. Armories are also cheaper. Imperial country pacification casus belli. Manor reform. Buildings are cheaper to build. And banditry crackdown. Control is easier, but development is bad. I feel like we're one of these two. We still have a lot of Resorio vassals, so maybe the borders of the realm must be safeguarded or land must be redistributed to prevent corruption. I feel like that's what we're doing right now because we're trying to say, like, you know, let's get rid of these guys. You are a powerful vassal. And you are a powerful vassal. You're in my block. You're not. But you are willing to join my block. Which I'm gonna let you do. Flanked by courtiers and attendants, I stoically watch over my officials' scribbles and stamps, and they finalize my policy for the administration. Messengers will be dispatched to all corners of the administration, heralding the Tenyo's decree. The prosperity of the manor holders comes at a cost to Japan, and the property must be curtailed. Then let's hold court. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for the guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, lining up in front of the throne, while others move out of the way so that they can observe. In front of me are 3 petitioners. A thin, ragged peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne room. I'm sorry, Lord Regent. My village in Suo was hit by a blight this year. We lost not only our crop, but our seed as well. This is actually my territory. Surely you have wealth to spare. Popular opinion, danger, court grandeur, 150 bones. Free labor, cheap building construction, development. That would be good. Bushidan of Suo in every realm country with 15 or fewer development. That's most places. And honestly, I would rather have that. Let's do that, because then we can build up our own territory. The court priest steps forward. Lord Regent, Shinto pilgrims flock to Issei's grand temple to be closer to Omikami. There's agreement that such an important shrine should be wholly administered by priests rather than laymen. Pass this land into the Guji's care for the good of the faith and the glory of Amaterasu. You will become the owner of the statue of Sukin no Kobaya, but I will lose the Bushidan of Ice. Absolutely not. I'm not even gonna risk this. I'm just gonna say only you stand to benefit from this. My Bushi hurries to my side, his bloodshot eyes searching the assembled court. I am sure someone in the administration is out to get me. I have no evidence, but I suspect this priest has always positioned himself as my enemy. Put a stop to this madness. Wentuck, I don't really care about this guy. He was previously my diplomat until we got that really good court gesture. My business in court is done. Good time. Next game. Time for Dwarf Fortress. Oh, we missed a grand tournament. Oh, well. It is now up to me to lead the apparatus of my predecessor that Lady Yoshiko left behind. It is my solemn duty to shepherd Japan in the name of the Tenyo. I sit with dignity before the assembled court, soaking in the moment and take in my surroundings. Oh, the things that I will accomplish. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building. Why do the scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint and try again. Nothing short of a miracle with the aid of a stone of glass. Even old men struggling with bad eyesight could read with ease. Are we gonna get glasses? I'm gonna get some glasses. My thoughtful personal physician, Nobuku, is a true healer, always ready with some subtle remedy or poultice at the first murmuring of the mildest malady. Her talents almost seem wasted, stretched as she is in treating the demanding denizens of the entire Japanese court. I could use with some close attention. That's true. Or my wife could. No, I could. There are some dangerous factions forming. Oh, no, maybe not. Looks like they disbanded pretty quickly. My Taisho brings a new commander. Promote Himidichi in honor of commandership. Oh, this guy sucks. My army is not a nursery, dude. And we have an inspired person who wants to create a weave. How much will this cost me? $50 to weave something which captures nature's beauty. You know what? Let's take it. That guy's pretty competent. Uh-oh. So there is somebody trying to overthrow me already. My priest approaches me with urgency. A local merchant has a copy of a book, but refuses to sell it to me. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't have $150 right now. And also, I have a very dangerous faction. The Goju clan. Which I'm going to guess is part of... No block. That's curious. Our block has hit concerted, which is nice. I'm going to get Kitsubaki to change her aspiration. Oh, apparently no, I'm not. Raise a trusted adult child to the position of co-monarch, making them my likely heir. Interesting. This grandson is wrathful and brave. Oh my god. Can I... like... choose as a favorite child? All other children will lose opinion. No. Can I offer guardianship of this kid? Because I would like to ensure only the employer can change focus. Oh man, if he could only be a martial character. You enter co-monarchy. Types of power sharing that provide feudal rulers with a way to select a designated heir even in earlier eras. The cost of this is entering into a permanent power sharing agreement where they will have easier access to many of the same powers as an entrenched regent. Honestly, that's like 500 prestige, and I don't think I need to use that. Your powerful vassal expects the Narita Bushidan and a council position. I can create accolades. I can pardon criminals. I can imprison criminals. I can imprison the ceremonial monarch. Because he's a grave robber. Interesting. I also have like way too many domains right now, which is a problem. And I also don't have enough spouses apparently. So we're going to try to fix all of these things one after the other. Ushidan of Owari. I don't expect we're going to make any children here because we're a pretty old man. We're a pretty gross old man. So who knows? You know what? This one is still Amazonian and Herculean. Medium chance of children. Why not? What we really need to do is we got to get rid of some of this territory as well. These are powerful locations. Daifatsu office. Imperial Courts Administrative Center in distant Kyushu. Established to oversee the island's defenses. Interesting. Halfpine, hello. A grave robbing monarch is very good. Yeah. I quite like it. So I got a question, which is like, who is... My son is currently set to inherit this. So can I just give that to you? I absolutely could. Can I also give you this one? Why not? And I guess we also have the Imperial Palace now, so I have to decide, do I get rid of Abe or do I get rid of Nakashima? Here's the problem. Abe gives me 400 troops. Nakashima gives me a ton of money. Promote cultural acceptance, promote culture. Vassals, multiple vassals now are expecting good spots. You're a really good diplomat. You're really good at actually quite a few things, including this. Soryu of Harima. So you're a powerful vassal. Let's assign you. We'll get rid of that guy. And this dude. I wish I could get rid of my court priest, but I guess I can't do that. I really don't have a job for you, I'm afraid, so you're just going to be a powerful vassal that we have to deal with. We can create 2 different accolades. Wow. Well, our bodyguard here is really, really good. You'd create the Iron Bushi. Contender. And Valiant. Army damage, Glory Hound. Vassal opinion, hat saluters. You know, that's okay, but it's not that good. Oh, I can also just change these out. Thug. Dread gain per tyranny. Higher in prison chance. Are those the options? And Valiant or Contender. I see. This guy has lots of options. He could be the Huntsman. We have Fanatic. Idealist. Negotiating a white peace provides prestige. And a Marauder. Uncontrolled territory attacker advantage. Monthly prestige per dread. You and your primary heir may gain hunter trait every few years. Honestly, I like that. I don't dislike this either. This guy kind of seems like a peaceful guy. We're going to make this accolade for the Steel Bushi. I don't have those knights, but we could possibly get them. And then we actually have room for a second accolade as well. Which can pretty much only be this guy, so why not? We'll take Contender. We'll take Valiant. Actually, I guess can I do Valiant as the primary accolade attribute? Glory Hound, Vassal Opinion, Belligerent Vassal Opinion. He'll also make people happy, so... Pay $25 to recruit this guy, sure. What, and now he's not in here? Because I have too many bushis? I see how it is. I see how that is. We can modify contracts for quite a few of these people. You will either give me nothing, nothing, or nothing. Okay, so you're no good. You could give me a little bit more money or a couple more guys. I have hooks on all these guys. Oh, because I found out all of their secrets. I'll get money from you. Are those all acts of tyranny? Did I just commit an act of tyranny? I might have. You dislike me. You dislike me. I think we got to get rid of this country. Or Abe. I think I might have to get rid of Abe. It also goes to my son Rodan. Where else does he have? Totomi? Oh, yeah. All right, man. I'm going to give you Saruga. Can't believe that. Absolutely outrageous. I still don't have enough spouses. Apparently, I'm meant to be banging everybody right now. My beneficiary is like... Who do you want to impress? I wouldn't mind some piety here. Because if I get some piety, I might actually be able to increase my warrior monks. Which I can, just barely. And then I can station them in... Iga. Where are these guys stationed? And no, they should probably be stationed in there. And then you can go in Nakashima. I can have so many more groups. It's outrageous. So many more men-at-arms, I should say. This guy has become my ward. Oh, now I can change. Intrigue or diplomacy? No, you have 14 martial. You are brave and wrathful. How is martial not a good education for you? I'm still forcing you into martial. Kaiju destroyer. Who needs the Imperial Palace? I mean, yeah, I kind of wouldn't mind just like getting rid of this. But if I just wait 7 months, it'll be fine. Okay, these factions are like rapidly disbanding and reforming and disbanding. Your beneficiary ruined my new garb. My courtier storms into the room, followed by the weaver. The piece of clothing he holds in his hand is so badly cut up, I can't tell what it once was. You're overreacting. I was simply studying the weave of this fabric. Set your court fashions to out-modeled. No. Court position lost. Close attention. Well, I don't know why that happened. Kitabaki has left the house. The group. I guess we'll go restraint. I think I'm going to become celibate. I guess I'm not going to become celibate? What is that, under decision? Daijo Daijin Godzilla's Tapestry. Tyranny loss and court grandeur bonus. An excellent craftsmanship. A large lamb wool tapestry of excellent craftsmanship. A beautiful garden depicted on the cloth. The grass is green. Flowers grow colorful and luxuriant. And trees laden with fruit seem to reach the sky. Yeah, I'll take some piety, man. I also have to remember we have cheese. Oh, my boar tusks are so expensive to fix. We've also increased our dynastic legacy. Block cohesion per house of dynasty in the block. Same dynasty invite house to block acceptance. Dynastic opinion. I think I'm going to go to Squire traditions before we start doing elegance. I want to make sure that we are ready for the inevitable wars that will come as the Shogun. A hunt? Oh, yeah, man. I'll go to a hunt. No problem. Love going on hunts. I want to slay the beast. We got someone in the court showing up. My seneschal? Oh, no. Oh, my artifact. Nice. Beautiful looking tapestry. I'm realizing, like, also we have so much money that I could do things like hire more people. Court musicians, high almoners. Chance of stopping poison murders. An executioner. Can publicly execute prisoners for increasing control and popular opinion, and the character's crimes are forgiven. Well, I have a lot of very good executioners. A royal architect makes buildings cheaper. This guy's a drunk. Oh man, everybody here has a lot of problems. I think we'll get a few people set up here. Can I get a court gardener? That would be really nice, because it gives us a lot of development growth in the realm capital. Court brewmaster would give me a bunch of popular opinion. My son could be the court brewmaster. I love that for us. We also have a decent high almoner. Give me some more piety. Anybody a decent poet? There are, absolutely. This guy's my vassal. Why don't we make it him? Good musician. My son, my court brewmaster, would also be a good master of the hunt, but this guy is an acclaimed knight. And you know what? I think he is the acclaimed knight that runs the hunt group. So I think we'll make him master of the hunt. We'll grab a master of the horse as well in here. Vassal, Taisho, and Bushi. I think this guy is my son-in-law. You make a really good tutor. You know what? Let's just set up, like, all of these guys. I don't know I need a personal champion. But I think this is all money well spent. My other son could be the cupbearer. Why not? And for the executioner, we have quite a few guys who would be decent in here. Your character's crimes are forgiven. Terrify the court. Abuse the jester. Entertain the courtier. Every year, the court jester has a chance of reducing stress of random courtiers. If their aptitude is good, up to 2 courtiers can be targeted. That's kind of nice. Fuel the rumor mill. Oh, that's also fun. Bolster legitimacy. Now, that's one of my biggest issues right now. Legitimacy 1 per month. Let's have the court musician do that. Oh, these guys have so many jobs they can do now. Write poetry. Commend your legends. Appease zealots. Divine charity. Fortify lands. Fort level +3 and harder garrison size. The court brewmaster can empty the cellars, share with the court, or do an experimental brew. Curious. Track legendary game. Costs like $1 per month though. Advantage when commanding own armies +3. Organize the court for aptitude. Wow, they really, really did a good job expanding this stuff. Your tutor can teach the court. Children may gain intrigue or prowess or virtuous traits. That's very fun. But at the cost of opinions. All right, let's just do that. Let's get them started. Name someone Yoke. Your first name's translation in Japanese. Let me see if I have, obviously we don't have any sons. I can name the next child we get, for sure. And Reichland, hello. The start in China is even more unstable. Might be why China scatters so fast. Yes, yes. When you said Seneschal, you got scared. Thought Abelard learned how to travel between games. Llewellyn, you started in Japan as well. It's very fun. I think Japan is an interesting, very interesting start in this game right now. A nestling screeching for its mother. I could gain a hunting raptor. Or I could put it back. I'm going to gain a hunting raptor. And my vassal is starting to be a little baby. Should I belt him? We'll just discipline him. We'll try to corner this stag, but the stag is gone as quickly as it appeared. The hunt fails. You know, it's not my hunt, so. Did I get level 2 hunter from that? I'm so close to unlocking this. Tiny boost. It will give me a health boost as well. I'm gonna tell my wife not to talk to Wenduck because I want the prestige. Here you go, a daughter. I'll give you this one. You will be the first non-Kaiju named character. Haven't been here since yesterday. Are you still generally screwed? No, we're doing really well, honestly. We just became the... We're not quite the Shogun, but we are the ruling regent. Nohuboru was fathered by this guy's own brother. Okay. There's a feast down here. Look, I wanna have another hunt. $275 to host a hunt? Damn, things are expensive when you are the boss. This guy likes me. He probably wouldn't try to kill me. But I don't really need to go to his feast. Send a child to university. A university building exists in your realm. Sending a child there for education is beneficial. It will improve their education. You may have a specific guardian all in mind. Oh, I do not have enough gold to pay for the education. Send to university. 1,000 gold. Yikes. You there. Yeah, okay, so it still is tyrannical if I modify those contracts. And this guy still wants a court position, but he sucks at everything, so. In our realm, I do feel like we should probably be working on domestic affairs to make sure that everybody doesn't hate our guts. Is anywhere not Yamamoto? Amishi. There is one place we could replace the culture with. But I kind of just want to keep focusing on development in my home territory. Manage the royal guards. Increases our knight effectiveness. There's also like a lot of places that need some control boosts. Just gonna put you on disrupt schemes. And yeah, I guess we could start converting more places to Shintoism. Here's a real question for us when we talk about Shintoism. You are not Shinto. Demand conversion. You are also not Shinto. And you are not Shinto. So something we could do here is certainly convert the faith in this province. You are also not Shinto, so I'm going to try to demand your conversion. They might all ask for something. This guy wants a weak hook. I'm going to take it. This guy refuses. You refuse also. All right, but look, what ended up happening there is we picked up 2 more holy sites. So now, not only do we have learning per level of devotion, but we just got 20% knight effectiveness and 5% men-at-arms maintenance. Obviously, the holding taxes would have been really nice, but little bits at a time, right? I was watching Destroyer play with other children when Yokan tried to push him over. The moment did not last long, as Destroyer soon had made an entirely new game out of it. Fickle or forgiving. I guess fickle is fine. Dude, it seems like there's a new faction every, like, 3 seconds. My wife spends a significant amount of time traveling the realm with her honor guard. Make sure the people grovel. Get our dread up so more people fear me. Screw it, Lee General, right? Getting the base game worth it, or should I wait for more discount on expansion packs? There is the big sale going on right now, so you probably won't see a bigger discount than at the moment for most of the stuff. But the base game is absolutely worth it, so. Kind of makes sense. Historically, the Tang Dynasty fell in the early 900s, so the dynastic wheel in this time period would reflect that, yeah. If the game goes cheaper than the historical 70% off the base game, yeah. You can always use the, there is a website called, like, isthereanydeal.com, and it will show you, like, the cheapest a game has ever gotten across all the different website stores. Village center is built. The city of Katsuki. So this is the city we had the previous regent build for us. Because I said, I want more money here. And I'm going to build some guilds. That's a bit of a growth, but not a ton. Duchy buildings. High-end palace. 2,000 levies for owning the high-end palace. Damn. I mean, I guess this is our capital now, right? What do we have here? Fell pastures. We have hill farms. The Paddy Village. And earthworks. These kind of suck. I don't know how we feel about those. I do know how I feel about these hospices, which is that I don't want them here. This is our kind of capital away from the capital. I could build the trade port in here. I guess, like, we do have the hamlets, so a trade port's not terrible. It would also get us development growth. The Bailey gives heavy cavalry bonuses. And fort levels. I'm gonna go with the trade port. My logic here being is that, like, trade would come in through Anno and up through our territory, up through our hill fort, past this temple holding, and then into the capital. My wife has passed away. Rip. I'm gonna go get sweaty and see if the court jester can cheer me up. He says, "My lord, I've had a bit too much to eat. It would seem my stomach does not agree with me." His colorful coat bursts open, uncovering a duck, and another one, and another one, and another one. What a spectacle. What a spectacle. There's one way to get over your wife passing, and it's to have your jester fart, and then 100 ducks come out of him. Some very specific, region specific, some sort of with the DLC. Yeah. I mean, I think the only DLC that I would really say is like super good, like that I would say is like must have right now, is the Wandering Adventurer one, just because it adds an entire secondary game mechanic as a Wandering Adventurer to the, like, it really opens up the game quite a lot. All the other ones you could go any number of ways. We got a nickname, finally. Have they heard what you call you? My personal physician says they call you Daijo Daijin Godzilla the Repulsive. Not what you would call flattering, but it's unlikely you could do anything to change it. Overcrowding is rarely a problem when you are around. 150 prestige. I didn't even get a good nickname. What, just because I'm a big scaly giant? How dare you? How dare you call me repulsive? This guy's having a funeral. I think perhaps actually we should probably have a funeral for my wife. But it's so expensive. I really can't decide. This guy also wants a court position. He hates my guts, and but he is a good intrigue guy. But it's like my son is the intrigue guy right now. It's very hard for me to swap any of that around. Co-monarch could help secure the throne for your dynasty in the event of an unfortunate demise. I mean, to me, it seems like pretty clear that he is going to stay the monarch after I die. Like, what happens if I arrest the ceremonial emperor? That seems a very confusing question to me right now. Or I guess the other question is, like, I can't create a faction, right? I can force him to abdicate. Force the serial monarch to abdicate the throne. I could also challenge him to a duel. And imprison him if I win. Now that sounds like something Shogun Godzilla would do. I have 27 prowess. He has 11. I'm challenging the Emperor to single combat. For a few brief moments, Tenyo Yorito and I pace in lazy half circles, even watching for an opening. I heft my sword, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his sword firmly in his hands. To fight will only be until first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. He surges forward, forcing me back with a quick slash before bringing a high kick to my chest, and I almost topple. Because I have the hunter trait, I can say, feint and stab. Fool, take this! High increase likelihood of success, medium to risk of injury. You gain knife to hand for 5 years, plus 4 intrigue. Yeah, let's do that. Feinting left with your sword, you stab right with an offhand dagger. My sword makes a quick slash one way, only for me to draw a fresh dagger with my offhand and lunge at him as he attempts to parry. Harmony is to be valued, scum, screams my opponent, whirring his sword furiously at, around, and near me. My form is good, and with only small errors, his stance is failing. I have yet to open up my opponent's guard, and I see no way to claim victory. A confident attack, or strict guard, or I can make fun of his poor level of fame. He's the Emperor. I don't think that will work. Why don't we make a confident attack with skill and poise, a series of well-placed strikes. This seems like the way to go for us. Archshot, hello. This is the Godzilla universe. We don't silently do things here. Who called me repulsive? I bet it was the Emperor. My sword flows around Yorito like water, each strike chaining fluidly into the next. A series of perfectly timed attacks. He pulls back from my every blow, letting me attack without getting a solid hit in. It's not long before I can feel myself beginning to tire. My form is good. His stance is formidable. I have yet to open up his guard. Hills, fens, and mountains. This is my domain. Your expert knowledge of the local terrain stands you in good stead. High increase, low chance of injury. Yeah, I'm basically saying to the Emperor, you don't rule here, I rule here. Because I am a rough terrain expert. The rocky landscape we fight in is hazardous. Either of us could trip and fall to our death, and a violent shove here is as dangerous as a sword point. I take great delight in demonstrating this to Yorito time and time again. Yorito cracks his neck and starts raining blows against my guard, a marathon of powerful cleaves that almost breaks me with its relentless ferocity. My form is excellent, little chance of mistake, but his form is formidable. I think we'll just make another confident attack. My form is excellent. Confidence is half of any fight, and I throw out fluid, quick slashes with confidence of a seasoned expert. He does his best to ward me off, but it's entirely on the defense, and his guard is only getting weaker and sloppier with each blow. When the opportunity presents myself, I knock his sword flying with a powerful cleave, and like that, the bout is decided. I get my yield before I've even entered my backswing. I am victorious. He becomes wounded. Belligerent vassals love me. And I have imprisoned the Emperor. Now, he has no money, so I can't really ransom him. I could execute him, and his brother would take over the throne. Gains the trait Joko, former emperor. This character was once the ceremonial monarch and retains considerable influence. Hmm. What am I missing here? Legitimacy 4 and powerful ministers. Royal prerogative and prestige. If I negotiate his release, I will get legitimacy. Better to get a strong hook and leverage for lower taxes? Oh, I don't pay taxes. That's to me. Like, I'm the Regent family, so I'm the real family. He's just the ceremonial emperor. Like, I am emperor of Japan. Pretty much all I could do is force abdicate him. I could force him to become Shinto. I could get a weak hook, but again, I don't really actually think that does anything for me. I'm kind of tempted just to like let him out and take these 40 points of legitimacy. But also, that's not a lot. I need so much legitimacy to get up here. This is crazy how low we are for the Emperor. I do employ an executioner. But I can't execute him, I guess. Oh, no, I can. All domain countries get 12 control. If I do a public execution, unlawfully executed family. Yeah, I don't think that would go very well. Because also, like, the next emperor would still be in here, so... Keep him in there for a while. Who knows how quickly he'll start robbing graves if you let him out. Being Emperor of Japan sucks. If you're too assertive, the Kenpaku or Shogun will just have you killed. I mean, I'm the Shogun, basically, so... Force you to abdicate for a more pliable person. Pochi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Godzilla gets paid taxes, not for not destroying Japan. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could just keep him in there for a little bit. He is worth a lot of money. It does appear that I lost my tutor. So I'll just put another old man in here for now. And our small harbor is done being built. So we could also upgrade this, which I think we'll do. And we have someone who wants to make me a weapon. Ooh, yes. A dagger, a sword, an axe hammer, mace, or a spear. I am very strong and also a giant. I do feel like I'm a samurai, but you know what? Let's use full strength. Feels like the right choice. Yeah, I do basically get paid taxes for not blowing the place up. Because, like, I can't form factions, for example. So I can't form a faction to create, like, a replacement for this guy. Can I... give vassal directive? Oh. Cool. I could tell him to, like, build specific stuff. Modify province, industrial or military administration, right? We can also do that. Oh, because you're a Ritsorio. Oh, no, 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 no. Can I ask you to become a Sorio? Convert faith, recruit men-at-arms, boost men-at-arms. I can at least get him to convert faith. You're a Sorio. Let's try to get a bunch of Shinto going on right now. And you, I wouldn't mind getting some military buildings. I see. And then all these other children just like have not managed to gain titles in the courts. You're supposed to be military focused and not civilian, build up to be ready for the collapse since it's like guaranteed for China. I mean, that makes sense, certainly. I mean, Japan is really funny because, like, you can play administratively, but also, like, I just decided I was going to be a warlord, so I followed the sort of the path of the shogun. And I want to create the shogunate, but we're not there yet. Maroki's boils. Oh, I think we have our first plague. Old Fickle Philip. Bump into a very grave-looking Sukamune, my weaponsmith, hoping he doesn't bring news of the splendid mace he should have ready for me soon. We could say, we need to go to the armory, or I know what you need. This is not very good. But because I'm a hunter and athletic, I'll give it a try. His muse sleeps. A shadow over Oware. But the plague has arrived at this unassuming hamlet. Options to offset the plague. Early preventions for the boils. Those afflicted by the boils are besieged by red spots like I've never seen before. My recommendation is that we take a light approach to prevent the spread. After all, we don't want to hurt the economy. Ugh, they're already... Damn, dude, this is spreading like crazy. It does critical health penalties. If I get hit with this, I'm dead. She's a good physician, though. And a herbalist. I'm going to say a soft approach is best, then. I'm going to trust her. These guys are among the most powerful vassals of my realm, and I never know how to keep them happy so they don't go around stirring up trouble. Perhaps I should flatter them. I mean, they both hate my guts. Oh, this is just who I want to do a dedication. Yeah, you know what? Why not? It seems the early prevention of the boils has been a success. We have mild epidemic prevention. It's so funny that all these boils are breaking out. Like, I just got rid of... I had a hospital here, and I was like, no, we don't need a hospital. I'm building a trade port. Oh, no. Boils. It happens so quickly. Damn, dude, that is spreading like crazy. Medieval COVID, somebody think of the economy. This guy wants a new forge. Yeah, you can have it. I want that a good weapon. Did they amp up plagues? Because I feel like plagues never spread this fast so well. Man, this is like right... It's not in the capital yet. Oh, legitimacy. What happens if I enter seclusion? Flee to the outskirts of the capital. It's just that the plague hasn't actually... Has it reached the capital? I can't even tell. You are vulnerable to the plague. No, it hasn't. I think I'm going to take that hit. Isolated capital for 15 years. Minus 75% development growth? Forget about it. I'd rather die. My son is sick with measles. Great. At least we know if we're going to die now. My God. The Ghidorah, my other son, died from measles. No longer my cupbearer. What happened to your titles? My grandson took it, and then he died. And now my granddaughter has it, and she's dying. Oh my God, this is... terrible. This is beaucoup terrible. I hear some muffled laugh. My son has recovered from measles. Okay, that's incredible. My court priest says the people demand action. Purge the beasts. They spread the boils. Disease vectors reduced. I could do that. I would do that. Try our best. Converting religion and countries costs development now. Oh, okay. Boils for you with a side dish of measles. Don't flatter your vassals. Flatten them instead. That's good. That's true. Boo, 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 boo. I don't really want to buy her a better book, but she's still quite young. You know what? I will do that. And you know what else? I'm going to switch you over to improving your skills now. Oh, no. I should put you on control plagues. My inspiration is realized. Sukamune approaches me with a wide grin, sweat dripping down his forehead and soot smeared across his face. I have toiled over the forge many days and nights, but my work is done. A flanged mace of excellent craftsmanship. The wrought iron head has been etched in features of different Shinto motives, and then mounted on an elegant wrought iron handle has been etched a repeating image of symbols that no one but the creator knows the meaning of. An inscription runs along the side stating that Daijo Daijin dedicated this to his trusted advisors. Dude, this is a killer mace. Plus 8 prowess. That's crazy. It does look like the boils are chilling out here, so I'm actually going to put you probably back on improved skills. They seem to have passed through. Killing many people. You want to make a D1. I don't know what that is, but here's 113 bucks. My accolades are getting busted. And my grandson has come of age. Oh my God. I want this character to be my heir. Can I do that? You do not have absolute crown authority. He is like the second place. Glory hounds really like him. Could I perhaps grant you titles? I could give him like this little barony in here, but I am kind of using that. I'm going to say he's my favorite. And we'll give him this pressed aster because it will give him fertility and prestige buffs. My wife gave that to me. What a good gift to give my grandson. Fortunately, I cannot find anyone for him to marry. Falling apart so quickly. Godzilla the Oni, a giant with a mace. 70-year-old guy just absolutely wailing on people. My acquaintance has had a love affair with her soulmate. Oh, no. You banged your soulmate. That's so heinous. Question mark, question mark, question mark. It seems like we survived the plague. Our grandson has come of age. We have become the regent. We've arrested the emperor. Which I'm still not sure what to do about. Every member of House Yamamoto would hate me if I forced him to decline. Or if I forced him to abdicate. Here's the thing. He's ceremonial, so he can't really do anything. I think I'm just going to let him out. We dueled him. We let him sit in the prison for a while. We can improve relationships with his entire house, which is probably valuable for us. I think it's the right thing to do. Oh, and now we can actually petition him as well, which we couldn't do before. And I can now ask for my grandson, probably, to get a royal marriage. Interesting. How do you declare war against other people in Japan? Basically, you can only declare war against criminals. So what you need to do is you need to wait until someone tries to become a Soryo, but illegally, and then you can declare war on them. And you either do that to kind of keep Japan together, or because you have decided to become a Soryo yourself. So, duel him again? I mean, maybe. But I think with these sort of successes we've had right now, I think this is a good spot after these boils have all left our country to cut this video. So we'll do that, and we'll have you come back for probably, I guess, maybe even the finale in the next one. Until then.